Does your 928 suffer from IBS? No, it's not irritable bowel syndrome. It's intermittent blower syndrome. Intermittent blower syndrome, or more commonly referred to as magic blower syndrome, is something that happens on the 928. Like right now. So I'm going to take the blower resistor out, clean it up, reinstall it, and see if that doesn't solve this car's IBS issues. Stay tuned. So welcome to my latest Grime Time vlog, where I do dumb things in my garage so you don't have to. This vlog covers my activities in my garage for the week of February 12th, 2024. My focus this week in the garage was to troubleshoot the intermittent blower syndrome I'm experiencing in the 928 ever since I got the car running again, and hopefully be able to fix it with the existing part rather than buy a new one. When you research this problem on Renlist or other forums, most of the people that comment say they were able to use their existing blower unit and make that work again. The way this works is there are 4 blower speeds on the 928. And this resistor pack, this is for whatever reason when they designed this car in the late 70s, Porsche's engineers at the time decided to use this resistor pack. So the current coming between the battery and the blower would be stepped down. And if you look on that resistor pack, there's various ohms listed on the various corners. The trouble with these, as I understand it, is they get dirty, they get corroded, some break. The reason this IBS happens is there's a bimetallic strip. And what that means is as that strip has 2 pieces of metal on it with different thermal rates, if you will. And as that heats up, that bimetallic strip moves, and it actually has a pair of points on it. And if that curves the right way, that closes a circuit, and the blower goes into an automatic high mode to basically just cool this resistor pack. So my research indicates that tends to bend over time, as well as the coil resistors in the inside tend to sag or start touching. So my first goal was to pull out the pack, clean it up, and see where we go. Let me take you through that now. In this shot, here I am going into the blower cover, and there is where the resistor pack resides. Now you can see there's a lot of dirt there on the lower left. But that's what the resistor pack looked before I started fooling around with it. Actually in pretty good shape, just 40 years old. So next week I'll be cleaning that area up. So I started trying to take the screws off of this 40-year-old piece, and sure enough, they were stuck. Ended up actually drilling out these screws. I drilled out the one, tried to remove it, decided to remove the harness, and then lo and behold, I was able to push it. You have to push the resistor pack. You'll see me turning this now. As I'm turning the screw, it's very flimsily held in there, and it actually fell behind there. I'm using my telescoping magnet to pull it out. And here it is. You can see it's 40 years of filth and 2 rusty bolts holding it on. But the backside looks pretty good. Just needs to be cleaned up. So first I tried using Deoxol with a light cleaning. I wasn't sure, what I was up against here. And then stupidly, the screws would not come off. I used vice grips to try and take that off. And of course, the Bakelite broke. Should have let that soak a little bit more. There you go. So now, both corners of this, I find myself going to have to use some JB weld on it. All right, I decided since the Deoxol didn't really do a great job, I use the old-fashioned penny trick of white vinegar
15 minutes later.
and salt, and you can see it really cleaned up. This is plated copper, not solid copper. But that really cleaned it up, those resistors on this pack. Here I am trying to take the bolts out of these brass inserts. They're threaded inserts, and these bolts just would not. These bolts would not work. The heads came off. Then I tried taking the underside with the shafts, and then those stripped off. So I've basically given up on these original brass inserts that are on the two corners of that. And now here I am using JB Weld to put those pieces back in and hopefully save this part. At this point I didn't know, but I was able to put it in, and then
15 minutes later.
I finally got the pieces on, and there I had it reconstructed. I really let my JB Weld dry, so I let it dry for the better part of a day once I had this set up. So that gave me time to work on the front bumper area. And I want to start working on this as the weather gets warmer here. The first step was I really wanted to detail the radiator area, basically the air conditioning condenser and the oil cooler and the cooling fan. There's a lot of 40 years of dirt on here, and so it's a good opportunity to clean this all up. You see me using the Honda spray that I use frequently. So a combination of steam and this Honda cleaner for plastics. It's just a great combination that not only cleans it, but details it. Leaves the right sheen without being shiny. Now I'm bringing in the aluminum safety bumper. Recall a few months ago I replaced the damaged shock on the driver's side. So this took a bit of finagling and actually a little bit of what I would call persuading with my rubber mallet to get it on the new one on the driver's side. And I actually used I didn't get a shot of it, but I used the old one to widen the gap again so it would fit on the new shock. There must have been a little bit of damage when this car got bumped. So with that time done, now one day later I have the resistor here on a white piece of paper, and everything's cleaned up nicely. The JB Weld is holding well, so I said, okay, I noticed the coils were touching that bimetallic strip. That's that gray piece in the middle, and I used a very small screwdriver, just ever so slightly, to move those coils. Those are coated coils, and got them off the bimetallic strip. So everything's good there. I've just got to engineer a way to hold this back into the car. So now that that's done, let's watch what I got, how the testing went earlier today. The thing's back in. I have another camera on it so I can show how the resistor works. I made all the adjustments, and we're going to give it a try. So. So it's working. So I do get variation. So this is fan speed off. I don't see anything going through the resistor. Fan speed 2, you probably hear it running a little bit more. I can see the coil glowing. The one coil stops glowing on 3. And the other coil, it goes to the other coil that's warming up. All right, I'm testing this on fan speed 2. The one coil is, let's see if I get some heat. Okay, that's a good shine there too. Even though I had the fan speed on 2, I moved it over to the defroster. You can hear it. When you put on defrost mode, it automatically goes to the highest setting. So, I would say this one's solved. There it is. Okay, we got heat. Took a while. Okay, I feel better. Not one instance of it, so we're in good shape. All right, so very successful, other than the fact I had to rebuild it with the JB weld, and now I can't use those screws. The brass is just impossible to get the old screws out. So I've got to stop in the video here. It's already 1 week gone. This coming week, I'm going to figure out a way to hold the blower motor resistor in the right spot without having to use those brass inserts. So I've got a couple ideas in mind, but I'll save that for next week's video. That's about all the bandwidth I had this week in the garage, as the middle of the week we celebrated the birth of my first grandson, Finnegan. And so I look forward to showing him around the garage in the coming years. But for now, good progress on the 928 this week. That intermittent blower syndrome was just annoying as anything when you're driving the car. And now that the resistance is working properly, and hopefully stays that way once I get everything back installed, we'll be off to a good shot. This week's activity showed me that I need to take the blower motor out, clean that up, and clean out the heater core area. There's a lot of old, clearly mice were living in there at some point, and I want to clean that all out and prevent the blower from potentially jamming and then causing fuse issues down the road. Seems to work fine right now, but want to get that whole area cleaned up. That's probably the last bastion of mouse droppings and things in the car, and it's a good exercise. So if you enjoyed this video, please comment and press the like button, as that really helps the algorithm. As I record this, we're at 1,810 subscribers and counting. So if you haven't done so already, I encourage you to press the subscribe button as well. I thank you for watching. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this video. Please press the like and subscribe button, comment below, and be sure to check out our other videos on this subject, as well as all of the great content on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, you can call me at the number listed below, or be sure to check out our main website, guyswithrides.com.